All right, everybody, welcome back. It's time for another deep dive, and boy, do we have a colorful one for you today.
It's autumn, and that means leaves are changing color.
They are indeed, but we're not just gonna sit here and be like, oh, pretty
No.
colors. No. We're going deeper than that, right?
Much deeper.
We want to know, the why.
The how. Science behind this whole thing.
Exactly, and we're talking specifically about, deciduous trees here, the ones that, lose their leaves in the fall.
Right. They really go all out, don't they?
They do. It's like a big dramatic, costume change.
It really is. And it all starts with chlorophyll. I mean, that's the pigment that makes leaves green. The whole photosynthesis thing.
Right, like how trees make their food.
Exactly. It's their version of a hearty meal.
But chlorophyll, it's not just there forever, right? It gets broken down, it gets rebuilt. What's the deal with that?
So during those long summer days, you've got tons of sunlight, right? And that sunlight, it actually helps produce chlorophyll, but it also breaks it down. So it's like this constant cycle.
Okay.
But the thing is, during the summer, the production, it outpaces the breakdown because there's so much sunlight.
Gotcha. So it's like the trees are just churning out chlorophyll left and right.
Exactly. And that's why everything's so vibrantly green all summer long.
Okay, so then fall comes along, the days get shorter. What happens to our buddy chlorophyll?
Well, as that sunlight lessens the breakdown of chlorophyll, it starts to overtake the production.
Uh-oh.
And that's when the real magic starts to happen. Because all those yellows and oranges that were hiding underneath, they finally get their moment to shine.
It's like a magic trick. They were there the whole time.
Exactly. Hidden in plain sight.
And those yellows and oranges, that's from carotenoids, right?
Those are the very same pigments you find in carrots, by the way.
Oh, that's right. I'd heard that somewhere.
Fun fact for you there.
So those carotenoids, they're not just for show. They have a purpose, right?
Oh, absolutely. They're actually hard at work all summer long, helping to capture light energy and even protecting those leaves from getting sunburned.
Wow. They're like little superheroes.
They really are multitasking marvels.
Okay, but we got to talk about the reds. Those are like the superstars of fall foliage.
Yeah.
Why are they so vibrant? Why are they so unique?
Those reds, they come from anthocyanins, and unlike carotenoids, these guys aren't present year-round. They're actually produced in the fall, specifically.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, from sugars that get trapped in the leaves as the tree's getting ready for winter.
So it's like a whole different process.
It is, and the intensity of those reds, it can tell you a lot about the tree and the environment it's growing in.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, things like temperature, sunlight, even the pH of the soil can all affect how much anthocyanin a tree produces.
Wow. So it's like a whole recipe.
It really is, and the more vibrant the reds, the more you know that tree is really going all out in its preparation for winter.
That's fascinating because it's easy to forget that this whole leaf transformation, it's not just about putting on a pretty show for us. It's about survival, right?
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
a brilliant evolutionary adaptation.
So what's actually happening inside the tree when the leaves start to change color and eventually fall off?
So as the days get shorter and the temperatures start to drop the connection point between the leaf and the branch, it starts to seal off.
Oh, like it's cutting off the connection?
Pretty much, and this barrier that forms, it's called the abscission layer.
The abscission layer.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it sounds a little intimidating, but basically it's the tree's way of saying, all right, time to part ways.
So it's like a clean break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's a really interesting part. Before the leaf falls off, the tree starts reclaiming as many valuable nutrients from it as possible. Things like nitrogen and phosphorus.
Oh, so it's not just letting them go to waste.
No way those nutrients are precious.
Yeah.
They need them to survive the winter and then to kickstart growth again in the spring.
That's amazing. It's like they've got this whole system figured out.
They do. It's
Yeah.
all about conservation and efficiency.
So I have to ask, because it seems counterintuitive, but if those leaves stayed on the tree, wouldn't they offer some kind of protection for the branches during the winter?
That's a common thought,
Mm-hmm.
but actually those leaves would become more of a liability than an asset.
Really?
Yeah, they'd be prone to damage from snow and ice. They'd weigh down the branches, and they could even block out sunlight that the tree needs for photosynthesis in the late winter and early spring.
So it's actually better for them to just let go?
Exactly. It's like shedding an unnecessary burden so they can conserve their energy and make it through those harsh winter months.
So the next time I'm admiring those beautiful fall colors, I'm gonna remember that it's not just a pretty picture. It's like a whole survival strategy in action.
Exactly. It's a testament to the incredible resilience and resourcefulness of nature.
It makes you wonder what other secrets those leaves are hiding.
Oh, I'm sure there are plenty more mysteries just waiting to be unraveled.
Well, that's it for today's deep dive. I hope you all learned something new and maybe even look at fall foliage a little differently from now on.
Until next time, keep those curiosity gears turning.
And we'll see you on the flip side.